Hey guys, what is up? It's Dusty here, and welcome back to another crypto video. Crypto prices are going crazy today. We went from $1.1 trillion in crypto market cap to right around 830 to 840 billion, but that is right now while I'm recording. I wonder, what are the crypto prices looking like while you're watching this video? Which is most likely in about an hour and a half, maybe two, if I'm quick with it. So let me know in the comment section down below right now, what is the XRP or the Bitcoin price at the time of watching? I think it would be pretty fun to see all different people come at different minutes or hours and post a different price. I think it would be pretty damn fun. If you already see the same price, make sure you thumb it up. I think that would be pretty damn funny. And yeah, by doing that, you're also entering into our $100 crypto giveaway that we give away the first time a video hits 1,500 likes within 24 hours. All you have to do is make sure you press the like button, make sure you are subscribed, and make sure you comment something down below. And now, you wouldn't imagine how many times I had to redo this video because I just butchered my Australian accent. You know, this guy is called XRP Australia, and for the content, I was like, man, let me try a little Australian accent, and every time it sounded so horribly bad that I just deleted the whole video. So, let's just try it in my normal American-ish accent that I always try. So, oh my god, I must have been in this crazy crypto space for so long, now I'm immune to 20% drops overnight. Don't worry, noobs, it's just a normal correction, and that's actually pretty funny to me, as I had quite a lot of people come at me with really scared fingers or scared heads, I don't know, whatever they got, asking me what they should do, should they sell it all? And I kept telling them, man, if you have a crypto stash, keep it. If you are trading crypto, then it is most likely smart to sell. But again, this was already like 8 hours ago or so. At that point, I think it was a lot easier than right now, because I was saying in my previous video that 27.5-ish K for Bitcoin, something like that, I don't remember the exact point, I'd have to look back at the video, would be, because I put all the orders in already, I'm not really looking at it anymore, would be a good entry once more. On the contrary though, none of these videos are financial advice, and even I do not know really what's going on here, if it's just a normal correction or if there's something bigger planned, as I thought it could be the US yields, but it could also just be something else that's happening in this space, since we know it's being manipulated. So it could also be somebody, some party, something doing something crazy. We just don't know, and that's the bad part about it, right? About crypto, the news sometimes comes very late, and the news could also be not relevant to the price at all, since it could just be some smaller parties manipulating everything, as we're not even $1 trillion big. So again, consider this is just one company. It's actually half a company, the whole crypto space. If you start to consider that for a little second, you would know, again, that this is actually not a lot of money to manipulate, and thus it is definitely happening. However, again, also check out, by the way, my second channel called 5 Minute Crypto. It's definitely worth it to check out. I mean, I got a lot of cool videos on here, so why not check it out? And also check out GSX. It's a coin I personally bought, put a couple $1,000s into it because, hey, why not? It's the first gold-backed coin, so I'm testing it out. You have a 22% bonus right now, plus 5% bonus for using my link, and they also have some new staking options available on their platform. David Schwartz, though, is the one I really want to talk about today. We saw the discussion from Luke Martin and David Schwartz yesterday, which was about, first of all, if 589 was actually possible for XRP, but that was basically just a joke. It, however, later on went to kind of talk about why stablecoins basically are not necessarily more useful than XRP if we're talking about payments. And Luke Martin came back to David Schwartz with a couple of questions, and David Schwartz also answered them, and I think this is very, very interesting, and I want you guys all to quickly read with me here, as this is definitely something you need to know about. Luke Martin said, "Thanks for engaging with me on this, Joel. Please know that I'm responding in good faith, and when I ask questions, it is to understand more. I still have one giant question which does not make sense, and that you did not answer. Let's say we end up living in a world exactly like the one you described, where everything is tokenized and people/financial institutions all over the world will need a liquidity pool to trade in and out of assets that may not always have a liquid market. Financial institutions and individuals would benefit by having a bridge/liquidity pool that can move from asset X to asset Y by trading through the bridge asset. The characteristics that would make this bridge asset the winner are likely that it is not tied to one country currency, jurisdictional/regulatory clarity, and low volatility lower the better for users that only care about asset X and asset Y. In that world and situation you describe, I still do not see how XRP is superior to using either a stablecoin tied to a basket of currencies, algorithmic stablecoin, Bitcoin, or even the US dollar. Here's why, and I'll ask my final question below. We've already have a perfect case of study for the world you describe. We have thousands of obscure tokenized assets here in crypto. What is the bridge currency in the crypto universe? Well, Bitcoin, since it is the most liquid, survived regulatory attacks better than any other bridge asset, and it is decentralized. And I imagine some are thinking, yeah, but it's too slow and throughput is not high enough. Transactions on exchange or liquidity pools don't have to settle on chain, and all that matters is the liquidity pool / matching engine and using the asset with characteristics you describe. Okay, I'll even concede that Bitcoin might not be the best for this use. In that case, what's the second most useful bridge currency as described by the free market? Well, stablecoins. It's the second most liquid pair for all assets behind Bitcoin for all the reasons you described. Using the crypto market as a case study for the world you described, not a perfect one, but a good enough one, we already know what is more likely to win. For fun, let's imagine if XRP was the winner and my reasoning is flawed. XRP has less regulatory clarity than stables or Bitcoin. Partially true. To a certain degree, stablecoins have gotten the go-ahead from the government. On the contrary, stablecoins can be ruled out in a negative way still, so it's not necessarily true that they've gotten better regulatory clarity. They just got more regulatory clarity. So it's true in this sense, but it's not necessarily a positive thing. It's not as liquid. Even if both of these were solved, the volatility is disadvantageous for the use case you described in a perfect world. So here's the question that no one can answer. Let's say I'm wrong on most or all of my assumptions about which bridge asset wins. What is the purpose of holding XRP? Value does not accrue to the bridge asset, i.e. stablecoins as base pair, great example, and velocity is always high as users only need it to bridge. I can concede almost all of my assumptions to yours and still only see how it would benefit Ripple, the company, but not for the holders of the bridge asset you suggest, XRP. TLDR, which we didn't need, XRP likely the worst bridge asset, and if it wins against all odds, still not clear value accrual. So there comes our man, David Joel Katz Swartz. He said, if you don't know which asset you need next, it makes sense to hold the bridge asset. If you are just being opportunistic and want to make money, you want to hold the asset people will need when they sell a rare asset cheap, and that will be the bridge asset. And let's actually see the whole discussion. I don't know what the easiest way to sometimes find these full-on discussions, because you can see here he goes on, but which is the first point? Like, how do you get there? I still, up to this day, don't know the easiest way to get to those things. But I just normally scroll through his Twitter feed and try to find the first point and then go on and on and on. For example, this is all versus venture coinist. So I think it should be right around here. Yeah, I think this is the one. All right. So if you don't know which asset you need next, yada, 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 I don't buy the argument that the performance of the native chain doesn't matter. If that were true, Bitcoin wouldn't have been a significant innovation because it's just a better native chain. If it takes hours to set up a pipe or fund a pipe, you need to pre-fund the pipe. XRP has less regulatory clarity in the US than Bitcoin, maybe less than Ethereum. Everything else, who knows? If you buy the argument that people will just work around Bitcoin's native chain's weaknesses, then why the heck do we like Bitcoin at all? Wasn't the whole point to build a new, awesome bottom layer instead of working around inferior technology with kludgy layers above? Non-algorithmic stablecoins are always going to be tied to the jurisdiction of whoever backs them or redeems them. They can't be universal. It's easy to imagine a perfect algorithmic stablecoin, but I don't think anybody knows how to build one, and it may not happen. To say Bitcoin would beat XRP, you have to think that all that matters is its lead. It's slower, it's more expensive, it lacks on-chain features like account security management. We don't know if block generation will be stable as the block rewards drop, and if it has forced stablecoin. Sorry guys, let me actually say a couple of things here already. One thing is that this is actually referring to what David Schwartz has said earlier, which is we need an asset which has no jurisdiction. And if you're going to pick a stablecoin, it'll always, for example, be pegged to the dollar or something like that. And the dollar is again pegged to the government because they decide what the dollar is going to, or how much dollars is going to be issued. And thus, in turn, your faith in the dollar is also your faith in the government in the end of things. You guys get it. To say, where were we now? To say Bitcoin BitXP here, okay, it has forced stakeholders, miners, who want high fees when users want low fees. Really, all it has is a lead. First mover advantage. I concede that it's likely enormous. Does this mean XRP will definitely become the world's bridge asset and overtake Bitcoin? Of course not. That is definitely not what I'm saying. Among other things, I do think the whole digital asset space will grow. Market leaders are vulnerable to losing ground to superior technologies, and if there are structural reasons they can't adopt those innovations, and Bitcoin can't innovate because its value proposition is too focused on it being the same in the future as it is today. Oh, and one last thing, this is all just me, this is not necessarily Ripple's view, and it's definitely not XRP's view, whatever that would mean, and all I can say about this is damn, alright? Damn. It has a very good point here. Holding XRP actually has a couple of advantages, which is something I didn't really think about too often either. I usually talk about the fact that the use case goes up and thus the speculation around it goes up, but now that I'm thinking about it here, there's actually a very good argument that you could make about the fact that if you want to transact for, I'm getting almost goosebumps thinking about this right now, I really got some. If you're thinking about switching over between assets. For example, you want to switch over between a rare good and a new currency, right? Because you want to pay for something, for example, or you just want to send money around the world, basically. And you don't necessarily know what fiat you want from it, for example. Let's say, again, you're going for, I don't know, let's say you have a rare good or a rare currency even for that matter, or a normal currency. It's not going to matter. Whatever you have at the start, you don't know what you want to go for next. It's actually not a crazy thing to go for the most liquid asset out there, which could be XRP. From that perspective, a lot of people might be buying it just because it is really permissionless in the sense that it has no jurisdiction. You're not tied to the US dollar. You're not tied to anything like that. And if you don't know what currency you'd like, to stay in the middle for the bridge asset basically is actually a really nice thing. I really know this. I guess there's nothing new that I just learned. It's, however, still very nice to see him point all the points out like that and to explain why stablecoins are not the best way to go about it and why these other cryptos like Bitcoin or Ethereum also cannot win the race. Bitcoin is really the first, but its chain basically and the way that things are handled are just not efficient. One point he likes to mention is the fact that Bitcoin's proof of work is definitely not long lasting in the sense that the rewards are going to keep dropping right now, right at around 6, eventually going to go to 3, eventually going to go to 1. I know I'm just abbreviating a little bit, but you guys get the idea. Averaging out, or how do you say that? Like averaging out? Rounding it out, rounding it down, whatever. But it's going to keep getting lower and lower and lower. And we don't know if the system actually can really arrange itself properly still, as the incentive to do that is going to get less and less and less as well. Now, in turn, since scarcity kicks in, the prices should also keep going up, so the value should, theoretically speaking, be somewhat the same. But since the difficulty also goes up, it's going to get less and less profitable in time, potentially. And in that end, it could also be that a lot of these guys would want to quit or switch to mining something else, which could leave the Bitcoin network even slower, for example, or just less efficient. And it may be so that blocks, again, cannot be properly dealt with anymore in due time, since the rewards are going to keep dropping. We just do not know for certain. Also, there's some issues in the sense that you don't know necessarily who built it. So you don't know if there's still 1 million Bitcoins just looming around the corner to be dumped upon us. Maybe at 100K, he's just going to dump everything on our heads. Who knows? Maybe it's the government who still wants you to just put money in to break you because they don't want you to be rich. I do not know. But stablecoins and anything like that, it's just not going to be the way. So we can all understand, but some people don't. By the way, guys, make sure you check out GSX, as I've said. Also, check out Webull if you're from the US, because you can get 4 stocks for free. And there's been a lot of people talking on Twitter about small corrections, about buy the dip, yada, yada, yada. And even though I'm personally buying the dip, I'm not putting any minimum for the correction. I think that's a very stupid thing to do. And as you see right here, you can see this guy said 34,500 is not going to go below that. And it did go to about 30,000 or something like that. How much did it go to? 30,900 we're at right now. And again, comment down below what the price is at while you're watching this video, as we've gone down with some huge margins, and I think we can go down a little bit further. To me, it's all just nice because it can add to my hold stash, and I was not prepared to buy Ethereum above $1,000, but hopefully we go back to 600 so I can just accumulate more. I'd be extremely, extremely happy. In the end, though, I might also just pick some up at 750 if we hopefully go there, or even right now, just pick up maybe 1 or so. again, all little bits help. All little bits help. Not saying one Ethereum is not a lot of money. I'm just saying, again, maybe I could buy more. I could most likely. I'm just seeing what the best would be and to just add to my long-term hold. If I buy 3 times and I buy, at 900, for example, 750 and 600, that's completely fine. I don't have to buy at the exact bottom of things. If I have a $30, $80, $100 higher price than what it's going to dip towards, I don't even care. Even if it's $200 higher. The trick is just to keep buying your way down if you're going to prepare for something. If you're thinking about buying, you got to really commit yourself and just buy your way down. And I'm going to really try that for XRP and Ethereum here. The only kind of negative side for XRP here is that we don't know what's going to happen following this lawsuit, but it's up a little bit while the rest of these other coins are down. XRP is one of the only ones that's actually going up, which is interesting over the hourly here. That's actually very interesting. Maybe again it has to do with its correlation, because again, it has really decoupled themselves quite significantly from the rest of the space. Even though it's not there just quite yet, it is getting very close, guys, and I'm excited for XRP. I am, honestly speaking. But yeah, let me know down below what you're thinking about right now. There's a lot of videos coming today. There's a lot of content I still have to cover, but I'm going to try to split them up into 15-minute pieces. Otherwise, you'd sit here for an hour just talking about different subjects. I'm going to try to categorize them a little bit better. But see you guys again in another crypto video. Hopefully you enjoyed it, and take care, everybody, guys.